Glory, glory, hallelujah, since I laid my burden down. Glory, glory, hallelujah, since I laid my burden down. No more sickness, no more sorrow, since I laid my burden down. No more sickness, no more sorrow, since I laid my burden down. Hey everybody, Benjamin from Be Imagine Music Studio, celebrating Black History Month, working on a Mississippi John Hurt song called Since I've Laid My Burden Down. Fantastic song on the immortal Mississippi John Hurt record, 1963, I believe. He was always one of my biggest heroes. Let me rephrase that. He is my biggest hero for fingerstyle American folk music. So we're playing this piece in the key of C. One of the first things that I would let you know about that's interesting is when you try to play along with the track, you'll notice that his track is a little flat. So to learn the piece, I did a number of things. One, I tuned down by ear to the track. If you can't do that, what you could do is manipulate the track to lower the pitch by maybe using the amazing Slowdowner, which is an app I got in my iPhone. You can find a similar app for Android or other types of phones that slows down the track and might also alter the pitch. So you could use the pitch altering to learn it that way. But I think it's better to tune your guitar a little flat and use your ear and tune it to where he is at. It's somewhere between low E and then a half step down to E flat. So anyhow, tune yourself to that, and then what I find also to be really quite helpful is to slow down the track somehow. I use QuickTime 7 in my computer, an amazing slowdowner in the phone. And so I slow it down to about 50% and I learn the whole piece super slow. Now, I've created some tablature for you, really myself. I first began by using Finale print music to make some sheet music and wrote it all out. And that's what I would prefer to teach you to read it from. But if you need to, go over to our Instagram at Be Imagine Music for Instagram, and you'll see our tab that I'll put up there. Follow that the best you can, but try to learn the real music someday. It'll be so much more fun. So anyhow, we're playing in the key of C. We get the 16 measure arrangement. The biggest thing about learning this American style of folk music, which I was looking up and thinking about how I always call it Travis picking. Maybe someone can correct me underneath. In the comments below, but I realized that I think that, you know, a guy like Mississippi John Hurt was doing it far before Merle Travis was, so it's just an American style of folk picking. To me, Mississippi John Hurt is the greatest. Now, listen to his version as much as you can and play right along with it. The basic style is where your thumb is playing the bass notes. So when he begins with that C chord, for the first 4 bars, his right-hand thumb just plays the 5th string, 3rd fret, C note, then the 4th string, 2nd fret, E note. So just C, E, C, E, C, E. Then he goes to an F chord in the 5th bar. Now, folk players play F chords like this, where your thumb wraps around and plays that low 1st fret, F note. At first I didn't think I could do it either. I gave up on it because I feel like I have quite small hands, but I realized the reason they do it so they can have your pinky available to do other things. So it's really powerful, and you don't need to have your thumb so tips like this. You just kind of have it wrapped around a little and it'll catch it. And they go back to C. He does a really nice little walking bass line where he plays. The next measure, the 9th measure, is really what, well, pardon me, the 8th measure is really what bugged me. I had a hard time playing this. But the the more you just play it slowly, so you can't do it now. That's not what I heard in the recording, so that's what I'm copying. Then the next 4 bars, a couple bars of C chords playing the bass like this. But the fun thing that happens at the 11th bar, he changes his C chord to have the bass note be this low G. So now he starts playing G, E, G, E, and then plays that. That's about it for the bass. Now the way that I play the high end and all the accompaniment melody is I use my index finger on the 3rd string, my middle finger always on the 2nd string, my ring finger on the high string, and I keep it tight like that. So what's fun about a piece like this, as opposed to something like Landslide that you may begin your finger picking studies with, that sounds something like this. Super fun to work on, but it's just an accompaniment. There's no melody built in. But with Mississippi's tune, you got... You can almost hear the words, glory, glory, hallelujah. You can hear the melody along the top. Oh, is that so fun to play? You don't even have to sing and it sounds fantastic. So what you need to work on with that is just looking at the tablature and syncopating the rhythm of your right hand. The opening piece, he plays a G bass note, kind of pickup notes, and then pinches, what we call a pinch when you play some note with your thumb and then a string at the same time. And then he plays this melody note of an A, goes to a C chord. Now the first bar is an easy way to learn to finger pick. He just plays this. That's a good way to begin. I'm pinching the 5th and 2nd strings, then my thumb is playing the 4th string. Now you'll notice the way that I write the tab, or if you listen to him, you can hear that he does that, but then this next bass note is not always just that. He kind of plays without that rattle. Oof, gotta get this guitar looked at. Plays 2 strings at a time. So anyways, you probably want to look at that tab, slow the song down to halftime or even 25%, and maybe even get together with a teacher like myself down at Be Imagine Music Studio downtown Haverhill, and we can help you a little bit more with the fine details of American folk style finger picking. Again, celebrating Black History Month. I hope you guys are all enjoying some fantastic American music made by black artists. To me, some of the most wonderful contribution to America is the amazing music that we can find. So I hope you enjoy music every day and listen to Mississippi John Hurt, and you'll thank me because it puts nothing but a happy vibe in your heart. All right, take care. Well, I tried the old one-take wonder video there, but I looked back, noticed a couple details I was missing, and I thought it would be good to play the song a little bit more for you, very slowly, for you to play along to and watch my fingers. One thing to remind you about is I've actually tuned my guitar to standard 440 hertz instead of tuning down to his recording. But the best way to learn this is you really got to play along with him. Play it slowly, gradually increase your speed until you got it. Now, if you learn the first 3 bars, you really learn some of the most basic rhythms you'll need, which sounds like this. Played slowly. I found measure 7 to be very interesting because when you look at it, it appears that the rhythm is just 8th notes sounding like this. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. But when you listen carefully, you can hear he has this wonderful swing. And when you slow it down, you can hear it even more so. It's more pronounced. It sounds really like this. It's got that great bounce to it. Measure 8 is a tricky one that sounds like... That one took me a long time for some reason. And then measure 12 is quite tricky as well, where you go... Even my facial expression shows you how focused you got to be to play that. Maybe not, it's just me. So here I go, I'm going to play the whole piece very slow, and you can play along to this, and it may help you learn it. Here goes. I think my only flub was, didn't quite make it there, but you get the idea, everybody. Work with that. I think it'll help you.